Christmas meat.
Good one! Everyone okay?
I don't see what's the problem.
If you can't see it, I doubt
What do you mean that's all you've got? Last week you said there'd be great.
You know what I said. We only have so much to go around.
Are they animals who started as well? Or are they seeking
Take it up with the governor. I don't make the rules. Go home. Lay traps in the woods and pray for game. I can't help you.
I'll take what I can get. If the gods don't bless us with a harvest soon, this market will be empty come winter. Really? You know the gods don't exactly favor animancy. Some say the old gods aren't here, or maybe they just don't care for the living lands. If you need an animancer, you'll have to clear it with the governor. He lives in the big manor on the far side of town. Let me know if anything strikes your fancy. We don't have much, but the harvest hasn't bled us dry yet.
Hand in hand, they toil, and the earth gives in return the smile of the harvest.
what do I tell Sovia? What do I tell the children? It's not bad enough that their mother a little earlier and you'd have beaten the other bandits to my crops. But I guess that's on you, isn't it? I left the whole pile right here. Enough food, good food, safe food, to get us through the next few months. I went inside just for a moment. The bandits took everything. This was probably her last harvest. There's not a damn thing left to eat. Like thieves. They're not from around here, I know that. They had a few elves among them. I've got no problem with elves, but they looked rough. Like they weren't civilized. You know, bandits. When they ran away, I saw them following the river north. They're probably hiding up there, waiting to steal from someone else. You come back with my crops, and I'll give you whatever I can. You can't put a price on survival.
Let's go. This one's mine. Well, that was fun. On now!
Seal mes meat.
Right. This place has seen better days. Take your best shot. Arms up! One for you!
Silmes mitu. Silmes mitu. Lufen.
I can't keep this up.
And rock.
I was just getting warmed up.
Watch yourself.
Eckworth and rock. Lufen. Silmes mitu. Silmes mitu.
Look to your left.
And rock. Silmes mitu. Lufen.
Send him to the wheel.
Didn't stand a chance.
Eckworth and rock.
Nice work.
Towers for Fjord's Rangers. It's where they stand around and argue about the best route to Shatterscar.
Keep the beacon dry. Fresh wood and tinder. You may need it.
I'm not climbing up there. The tower's barely standing.
That tower is a clear view of the mountains, the city, and the sea. You're defending.
Listen, we'll get to the bottom of this. Not sure how, but we'll get there. I agree that this is important, Masoni. But if we don't focus on hunting, people will starve.
How is a potential murderer in our ranks not your top priority? You don't think it's real, is that it? You think I'm jumping at shadows?
One moment, please, Envoy. We were just finishing.
You've got to be kidding me.
I'm not saying it's impossible, Masoni. Only that more immediate dangers require our attention. We'll talk about it later.
Meanwhile, someone's tearing us apart from the inside.
The roots, the sinkholes, the plague, the famine, and now this? It feels like we're besieged on every side. We've suspected the killer among our ranks for several days, but there hasn't been time to investigate.
Seems like a killer among the Rangers would go right to the top of the list, but what do I know?
I told you I'll do it.
And lose my best hunter to whatever might have taken Monato and Verano? Absolutely not. I cannot risk you, Masoni. We've had to redouble our hunting to feed Fior, and the bandits and Zarips are running us ragged. Every ranger we lose brings us closer to starvation. Two of our best, Monato and Verano. Creatures they faced 100 times before.
Monato is the most skilled tracker we have, and Verano is our most accomplished archer.
I've heard of Minato. He hunted the Black Padfoot a few months back. That thing was impossible to track, but he did it.
You really think one of their own would betray them? The only threat they wouldn't be prepared for would come from someone they trust.
As if that weren't enough, my rangers spotted a stranger near town this morning. They kept to the shadows, wearing some kind of mask.
Tell him about D'Urso and Casagrada.
All right, Envoy, if you really want to get involved, 2 of my rangers have been acting strangely since the others disappeared. Rangers D'Urso and Casagrada.
That's a powerful accusation to make. I know you rangers are a tight bunch.
Would they really turn on their own brethren?
Both are good people, but they're connected with my missing men. And they haven't been particularly forthcoming. Casagrada has the makings of a good ranger, but he's green. Headstrong.
And quick to anger.
I've seen the type. Rash and proud.
Perfect. Young, strong, and too stupid to know everyone else knows more than he does. Like a yearling Splint Wolf.
Right. Lately he's been pushing to patrol alone. Says he works better that way. But he's not ready yet.
Then his partner, the veteran Verano, doesn't return with Casagrada from their last foray, and Casagrada has fuck all to say about it?
He's a good sort, or he used to be. But he acts first and thinks later. That gets him and Verano into trouble. D'Urso is a veteran. She came up with Monato and Verano, but she's younger than them, and an uncommonly talented tracker. Monato was her partner. They had a falling out over something to do with your people, Envoy, and shortly after, Monato disappeared.
She's been distant ever since. Doesn't pipe up much in meetings or come out to the bar.
Nursing a grudge is one thing. Turning on your squad mates is another.
You don't turn on your partner without a blessed good reason. They've probably saved each other's lives 1,000 times.
D'Urso's also one of the few with the skills to take Monato down, so we can't rule her out. You'd have to ask her.
She doesn't talk about it, not even with the other veterans. I feel like she blames us, but I don't know what for.
I've moved D'Urso and Casagrada to posts just outside Fior. I haven't explained why, but D'Urso's probably figured it out. Speak with them, and follow any leads they might turn up. I'm still not convinced either of them is a murderer, but...
It's better to be sure. You're not the ally we expected to find, but I appreciate it all the same.
Watch yourself in the wilds, Envoy. And Godspeed.
I can't think of much worse than turning on your squad, except having to suspect your own people. We should help them.
Agreed.
Looks like that broke off of something. Wonder where it goes.
Next one's mine.
And Rob!
Try. Nice shot.
Ilmes meetum.
Nothing like a win with a good team.
If you're looking for spiders, you'll find them up ahead.
I've seen metal like that, usually behind a very high price tag at a blacksmith.
Quiet, them dude.
Come and get me. You're mine now. Buddy, all right? Aye, aye.
late. Here we go.
Silmas meetum. And rock!
Oh, it's you.
The Emperor's envoy. Come to interfere in Stilgarut business again? Meddle in the Steel Garot's business enough, and you'll have more than me to deal with. If you're here to speak with Vidaro, I'm afraid you'll find the governor is quite beyond reason. These Valians and their love of animancy. If their experiments are affecting Adiran interests, this is our business. And when the time comes, the Steel Garrote will be ready to ensure the safety of those interests. Barter for peace, prepare for war. We all have our part to play, envoy. Until later.
She's as subtle as a broadside. Does subtle...
Ado, welcome to... Well, I was not expecting such an esteemed guest in my humble workshop. Are you in need of any weapons or armor? The roads haven't been safe as of late. Is that... Gelarde? This is star metal. Very rare stuff. Where did you get this? Nay, don't tell me. I'd be tempted to go looking for some more, and that would certainly not end well. No. Unfortunately, I don't know how to work the metal into anything useful. Only enchanted. I did receive a shipment from Sola's Keep recently, however. A mace crafted out of star metal, brought to me by a trader from Galawain's Tusks. I suggest you make your way there if you're looking for someone to work that beautiful metal into a proper weapon.
Galawain's tusks? Come on, it can't be that complicated. I bet you 5 skates a Smith and Thirdborn would know what to do with this stuff. And I'll take your money eventually.
Is there anything else I can help you with, amico? to my fine establishment, amigo.
One job, but I couldn't even do that.
What do you
The crops rule. All!
Can anything be done?
Bly thinks I ought to give up farming and leave Emerald stare.
And the animancers are useless. You heard them arguing out there.
Mindless academics, the whole lot.
Welcome back on... Well, I'll be a godlike in the bone and bore. Apologies for the ruckus outside. The animancers never know when to shut their mouths. You can't take a piece in the fjord without spotting an animancer. But finding an animancer you can trust, that's harder. I try Quilici and the Giata. They are the only animancers taking the Dream Scourge seriously. Believe me, animancy has its limits. We've all heard the rumors from outside. Animals gone mad, terror stalking the wilderness day and night. Birth's bells, of course. If Emerald Stair runs out of food, we are in dire straits anyway. We've had crops fail before, but never food rations. The governor says it's just a temporary precaution, but I am not buying it. So, we ought to drink while we can. Agreed? Anything I can get you?
What'll it be?
Look out for her, Fidelio. How hard could that have been? If I could help myself, do you think I'd be in here? I don't mean that. I have a lot on my plate. I'd like to be. They're out searching. Someone had to hold down the fort. My two youngest rangers were supposed to report back from their rounds. I assumed they'd turn up. But it's been 3 days now. They're still not here. Praise Ilia. Their names are Belena and Adalaro. I doubt they'll be apart. They were good rangers once, but since they've caught each other's eye, all they do is sneak off to... I wouldn't have put it that way, but all right.
Well, there's worse places to make the four-legged beast. I promise you that.
New recruits running off with each other? Oh man, this brings me back.
Anyway, I never thought I had any cause for concern. They always found their way back eventually, but they haven't this time. They're out there, all alone, and they could be in danger, and The last time I saw them, I sent them to patrol the northern riverbed. If you go that way, please, keep an eye out for them. I'm losing my mind in here.
Young Nimdugan wandering out by a river. Consider them found.
Maybe we don't look too soon. Give them a while.
Or we'll get
You know what I mean?
We're all ready. Really?
Spirits are truly wonderful. Power, self-aware, and reach. With insight.
Insight, you say?
Indeed. The spirits have access to lifetimes of knowledge.
We have only two rules of conduct. Maintain dignity and speak in a soft tone of voice. Cloves, cinnamon, and anise are just a few of the remedies that help foster a peaceful environment. Animancers are miracle workers, but their work breeds obsession, rivalry, and bitter disagreement. Their anxiety keeps me in This tea house is where troubled minds come to approach problems from a quieter angle. Regrettably, we are out of tea. My stockpile is exhausted, and the harvest has not kept up with demand. We have other goods for sale, if you care to peruse them. Trinkets I have collected over the years.
Come on. My invention is guaranteed to enlarge your essence.
Giata's causing trouble at the governor's mansion again.
You must admit she has a point. We should do something about the Dream Scourge. Not simply wait for it to pass.
Be careful with that kind of talk. The governor has ears all over town.
Delamgan. They are not evil, it is just in their nature to push back against the expansion of civilization. Still, survival of the fittest and all that.
Can I interest you in some glaive berries or Barrett's bells, perhaps? Welcome to Poria in Velino, the finest legitimate apothecary of Emerald Stair. All ingredients are fully stocked.
What else to get? What else to get?
Genuine healing crystals, purest in all of Eora.
Empty again.
Seems that way.
Vidaro says the current crop looks promising.
How can he know that? He's not a farmer.
Be patient. He hasn't steered us wrong before.
Oh, you startled me. This old woman can get lost in prayer from time to time. You must be the Adiran envoy I've been hearing about. Apologies for any hardships you may have experienced getting here. The failing crops, the strange beasts, and even the dream scourge are all the result of our neglect of the dead. Oh, sure. I can't take the blame for all of Fiore's problems, but my negligence has only made things worse. The dead of Fiore expect certain rituals to be carried out. I have failed to perform those rituals, and now the spirits are angry. We cannot take that chance. There are angry spirits and you know the problems we face. I believe the two are related. Our recent dead require a final meal to ease their passage from life. Without it, they can't rejoin the cycle.
You've got people waiting in line for their next meal, and you want to waste food on the dead?
I got food from the grain merchant stores. I just need someone to leave it at the graves. The dead will take it from there.
Flesh and bone. they bring the fruit to those who cannot eat. What tree calls for its branches to endure these rituals?
I had to take the food. The fate of Fjord depends on it. I know Elena would understand how important it is to pay tribute to the dead. But this does help the living. By appeasing the dead, we end the dangers their anger caused. The crops will grow again. The dream scourge will end. All will be well once more. Do it for whatever reason you like, as long as it gets done. The first offering goes to a cliffside grave on the southern coast. Loggers from the old days, they sacrificed themselves to make the land habitable and lost their lives to creatures of the untamed forest. The second offering goes to a grave in the swamp, far to the west from here. They buried the bodies of settlers there, intrepid sorts that tried to tame the farther reaches of Emerald Stairs wilds. The final offering should be taken to the truffle farm east of Fjord, where a family lost their lives to the encroaching wilds. I understand how it looks, but appeasing the dead is vital, especially in times like these. I can't thank you enough for helping to ease the conscience of an old lady. Please, return when the rituals are complete. You return! Have you visited all 3 grave sites? I must beg you to treat this with some urgency. The dead never tire in their anguish. Remember, the sinkhole lies southeast of Fjord, while the watchtower and the truffle farm lie to the east.
I am not accustomed to failure.
Ugh, neither am I. But it happens to the best of us, no? They made up their minds before we even started.
What's the meaning of this?
Look at these crops. Look at your city. The dream scourge is laying waste to our homes.
can you ignore what's right in front of you? The Dream Scourge is here, in the soil, and it's killing us. Oh my goodness. Are you a godlike? Charmed. Forgive me for staring. It's just, we don't see many of your kind anymore.
Maybe you can talk some sense into our governor. Put the fear of the gods in him.
Seems more likely you'll have to punch some sense into him.
Excuse me, but unless you have official business, I'll thank you not to involve yourself in our private discussion.
Did you hear that, Ignacy? You should be taking notes.
Ah, of course. The Adiran envoy. Ambassador Hildgard sent a missive telling me to expect you. How delightful. You speak with a measure of authority, but I caution you to remember who's in charge around here.
Now that's what I call a first impression. As you can see, I was just proving a point to our esteemed governor.
A cart full of spoiled vegetables. You call that a point?
Ha! Emerald Stair used to be a lush garden for miles around, and now I don't even recognize it. First came the invasive species, roots and mycelium growing overnight, as though nature itself had gone mad. The Dream Scourge has twisted our lands, our wildlife, and now our farms. Then there's no time to waste arguing with bureaucrats.
I like her already.
I believe that we can restore the land, bring back its soul and its sanity, cut off the Dream Scourge at the root. Our governor would rather ignore the problem. He doesn't trust animancy as his father did. Before we can deal with the Dream Scourge, we first need to understand it. Unfortunately, new experiments have to go through him.
Must be nice that all the arguing isn't about you, for once.
I'm just trying to stop Chiata from hurting herself. Animancy is dangerous when you're shooting in the dark. I see you're unfamiliar with animancy. You don't appreciate just how dangerous that could be. Are you going to tell him about your family's basement? Or should I?
How dare you use that against me?
I know it was an accident, but look what it cost you. We can't let it happen again.
While we argue among ourselves, the Dream Scourge is tearing the living lands apart. Tearing our people apart. Really? Unexpected from an Adiran. But how could I refuse an offer like that? Well, Governor, looks like I'm taking some time away from my duties. I'll trouble you no more.
Your request is denied, Chiata.
I wasn't asking.
Your responsibilities are to the settlement. Turning away from them sets a precedent that I cannot allow.
Everything I have proposed has been for Fior, and you still refuse to cooperate. Under the circumstances, I don't have much of a choice.
Then neither do I. Chiata Castel, from this day forth, you are banished from Fior Messiverno.
Banished?
What?
Ignacy, we can't lose our brightest animancer in the middle of a crisis.
Your pupil has gone too far, Quilici. Take her and leave. You're still a guest in my town, but to us, Chiata is an outcast. Perhaps, but I can't just let her continue to poison the minds of my animancers.
They aren't your animancers.
Your father understood that.
Don't bother, old man. He isn't his father. I've done all I can for Fior Mesiverna. But you haven't even tried. Now limp back to your giant house like a good dog. We should talk somewhere private. Meet me at my house due west by the workshop.
Another mouth to feed. Maybe we'll need to let Kai hunt more after all.
I've got a powerful feeling we weren't supposed to see this.
Maxim, where did you go?
Ado, welcome back.
Founded machine.
The Adra is healthy. It's the... Things I'm concerned about.
This again. You're beginning to sound like Giata.
Have you ever stopped? And listened to her? She might be onto something.
I'm sure her mother and father were onto something, and look what happened to them.
I have to do something. I can't let anyone else discover this.
Excuse me, but I'm a tad bit.
All right, explain it to me again.
Imagine a river of essence. It feeds our crops, enriches the soil, and fuels our experiments. So where is the source of the river? What have we really been tapping into all these years?
I shouldn't be sober for this kind of talk.
What do you think of Giata's theory?
Well, my experiments have been a little...
Unpredictable. Like the have no sense of direction. How did you know? We should come there, but not here.
That did not go as I had planned.
What did you think would happen when you confronted him so?
Well, my first idea was to mess up his house. Maybe break a window or two.
Perhaps I should thank you for showing restraint.
I'm sorry you had to see that. What an asshole.
Giata, some manners, if you please.
Why start now?
We're on the verge of extinction, but our governor is too busy protecting his fragile ego. What does he know? He isn't even an animancer.
You did challenge his authority.
I know, but... curses. Without Fior Misiverno, I'm hardly even an animancer. My tools, the workshop, all gone.
I wish I could take credit for Giata's stubbornness, but she learned that on her own.
Thanks, old man. At least now I'm free to study whatever I want. On my terms. The Dream Scourge has been a thorn in my side for too long. A good question with a good answer. For now, I shouldn't bother you with the details. I have plans for this island, and they don't involve the Dream Scourge. But that's a story for another day.
Your parents would be proud to see such tenacity.
Anyway, listen to us babble. Let's talk about you. I never expected to see an Adiran envoy here. You've got a lot of guts showing your face in a town full of animancers. Likewise, they should be educational for us both. Our first order of business is the Dream Scourge, but I'm also curious about you. There aren't many godlike left these days. Indeed. Some of my colleagues would fight me for the opportunity to study you. I only bring it up because Anamancy might offer us some insight into your nature. Keep an open mind. While I pack up my belongings, you can help me by... I don't even know. I just realized this is the end. I have to leave your Miss Iverno. Forever.
Some people don't find out who they really are until they leave home.
You'll be all right. My advice, find a good tavern and learn how to prepare a squirrel over an open flame.
Maybe if I focus on what I have gained, I can learn to accept everything I've lost. When it comes to the Dream Scourge, we haven't been allowed to acknowledge the problem, much less act on a solution. Today, that changes. I need help from the Animancers around town, but... I hope so, because we're running out of options. Manto Pastor is in the workshop due west. He's got an invention that can help us. Elia Rossell is an authority on the undead. Her methods are controversial, but useful. She lives in a cottage southeast of town. And then there's Yvette and Remy, our philosophers. You'll find them at the docks, southeast of Fjord. Each of them owes me a favor. Drop my name, and they'll tell you what they know about the Dream Scourge. We're about to make history. But first, research.
Guessing she's not much of a hunter. Might want to get extra rations next time we go shopping.
Godlike, Imperial Envoy.
You ever think...
Research assistant.
What if I wasn't...
Who knew?
Of course.
Oh, I heard there was a new arrival, but I didn't expect a godlike. Welcome to our modest workshop. What a question! If I were to answer in full, we'd be here for several decades. In short, we Animancers study essence, soul matter, if you will. Nearly everything has some essence, including you and I. Here in Emerald Stair, we use essence to enhance the crops, power our machines, even animate corpses. That is a preliminary explanation, but one that should serve, I hope. More than most, but less than I would like. Unfortunately, I cannot do a lick of research while my equipment is underpowered and overworked. Ha! A novel idea, that. What I need is a stronger power source. We can't make something out of nothing. We're still limited by our resources. I could use a large single block of Atra, but harvesting it is difficult in this environment. Oh, wait. One of our rangers reported that an Adragon recently died in a western grove. Indeed, but that well is almost dry. I need more. An Ardragon's heart can hold an immense amount of essence. The grove is to the west, across the chasm. You can't miss it. The rangers say a Delamgon queen holds court there. You may be able to retrieve it without violence, but most Delamgon in these parts are hostile to Keith. So you can understand why none of us went rushing over there to find it when we heard the Adragon had died. Still, Delamgon queens can be reasoned with, so if you want to get the heart peacefully, try not to kill her guards. Do be careful. Emerald Stair is not itself these days.
Well, let's go. That Atragon's heart isn't gonna yank itself out.
Ado, welcome to my fine establishment, Kanik.
Yeah, I pretty much brought that plague bear down by myself.
Did you now?
Captain Masoni said he'd never seen anything like it.
Envoy, look left.
Take a moment, people. This place could use a broom or two. And maybe a team of carpenters.
I don't think it's fair. I didn't do anything wrong. You're that envoy, aren't you? It's the face. Gives you away. What can the Fjord Ranger's rising star do for you, Your Eminence? I don't know anything. This is all just a misunderstanding. Wait. You think I'm the killer, don't you? Listen to me. I didn't do anything wrong. Verano going missing isn't my fault. Verano is a veteran, and they say he's the best in the squad. But to be fair, they haven't seen my blade in combat yet. We were scouting out the abandoned homestead near Nakotedek when the bandits attacked us. I drew two of them away from the fight, and Verano and I got separated. When I doubled back around to check on him, I didn't see anyone. I assumed the fighting was over. What? No, I didn't! I'm not a murderer! I can't believe you said that! Not that it's... Listen, let's keep this between us. I have a reputation to maintain around here.
Right. Because we wouldn't want the other rangers to think poorly of you.
Two bandits attacked us, and Verano stepped up to fight them. I drew my blade, and I froze. I saw more bandits coming, and Verano was getting overwhelmed. I didn't know what to do. I know that. I mean, from training. Yeah, but this was different. I've never been in a fight before. Not a real fight with people actually trying to kill me.
You froze. It happens, kid. Combat instincts take practice. The real disgrace is tucking your tail in town instead of getting help and going back.
I know what I did was wrong, but I'm not a murderer. I swear. I swear! Look for a bridge southwest from Fjord, near Nakotedek. Go west across the bridge and you'll come across the camp. There could still be bandits around there. Be careful.
Hopefully it's not too late for his partner. For both their sakes.
The great mystery is, are godlike blessed or cursed? The gods are.
Remy, look what I found. A genuine godlike.
Do you think they can hear us?
Let's find out. Hello, me, Yvette. You friend? Remy, take a note. Fluent speech and upright posture show marks of sophistication in the endangered godlike. We heard that Giada partnered up with an outsider, but I had no idea you were a godlike. Fascinating.
It's just that we've never met a godlike before. This is a big day for us.
Giada must have sent you to be our test subject. She knows how we adore your kind. Satisfy our curiosity and we'll give you everything Giada needs to finish her research. Deal?
Let's begin the examination. If you could choose, who or what would you be in your next life? Next time you go around the wheel, you might not get so lucky.
Who wouldn't? My turn. Some would call you blessed. Others would call you cursed. The fact remains, you were touched by the gods. Wouldn't you say that you owe something to the rest of us? No need to take offense. We merely seek to learn.
Oh, I thought of another. We all know that godlike can't reproduce. How do you plan on leaving a legacy after you're gone? Oh, didn't anyone tell you? Well, this is awkward. Shame you had to learn it from us. Do you have an answer or not? Well, there's no reason to be rude. I think that covers everything. Thank you for that brilliant insight, godlike. You're a credit to your dwindling kind.
So, Giada wants to know all about the Dream Scourge, yes? Such has been her research of late. Do you want the good news or the bad news?
There's no cure for the Dream Scourge, much in the way that there's no cure for an avalanche.
Giada will be interested to learn that the Dream Scourge cannot just be studied in a lab. Its nature is wild, so it has to be studied in the wild. Our machines and experiments would meddle with it too much.
And like anything affecting the soul, it must be connected to essence. Thus, if she wishes to discover more about the Dream Scourge, a Pillar of Adra would be a good place to start.
An entity, you say? If this entity is your patron, that's all perfectly natural. But if it's something else, with enough essence and a capable animancer, perhaps you could trace this tether back to its source.
Right, and with a little fresh sake, you can follow an ogre back to its lair. Still wouldn't recommend it.
Just be careful that your tether doesn't snap back and kill you in the process.
Now that we've researched the mind of a godlike, the next step is anatomy. But we've taken enough of your time. Farewell. Did you
Hurry, before they change their minds.
into exile?
Ugh, I might have
Wonder if she
dozed
needs a
off
new
there for a
research
bit.
partner.
Were any of
Or
those
maybe
words
a
the ones we
test
needed?
subject?
We could do both. Anything to work with the great Giata Castel.
In the past week. How am I supposed to live like this?
Ah, Ado. You've caught me at an unfortunate time. You wouldn't happen to be an animancer. I just need someone who can tame these damnable beings. If I have to chase down one more revenant, I'll lose my mind. They can't even move fast, but I turn away for an instant and another one is gone. It wouldn't be so bad if I had any idea where they went. All I'm doing is wearing my shoes out. People are used to the damned things wandering around. I'm the one who's panicking here. If Elia finds out, I'll never hear the end of it. She wouldn't push her research far enough. She wasn't willing to take risks.
Whatever you all are doing, it's clearly working wonders so far.
And how's that risk-taking working out for you?
You know, maybe there is something. Maybe I know where they went. I've caught them trying to shamble off to the nearby lake before. Revenants aren't very bright. That can't be a coincidence. They must be attracted to something. It could even have power over them. I was hoping you'd say that. Just follow the trail of revenants. I'd look myself, but I don't trust the few subjects I have left. Oh, and if you find something, I'd be grateful if you brought it here. I want to see whether it leads the surviving revenants back. The only way to find out is to experiment.
My farmhands are very affectionate. Feel free to pet them if you like. Giata Castel wants my professional opinion. What an honor! I have a few theories, but no firm conclusions. I have to ask, is it true? Did Vidaro kick her out of town? That's our governor for you. Self-righteous even in his own ignorance. Very well. I'll tell you what I know about the Dream Scourge. But first, I need some help around the farm. I'm up to my ears in chores around here, and the Revenants can only do so much. They can't do complicated tasks, you see. Anyway, I'm afraid the time has come to put down poor Silvo. You did? That was quick. Poor Silvo. He was a bright young revenant, but a very old man. Thank you for giving him peace. Well, he was my first successful raising. Flawed and messy, but mine. So, the Dream Scourge. I've been keeping an eye on the readings from my fields. This plague, as we know it, is a recent development. But I believe whatever causes it is older by far. Maybe even as old as the living lands. The exotic plants and animals, the twisted landscape, the Dream Scourge. They have a common ancestor. There's something about the essence in the living lands that's different from anywhere else I've seen. Quite right. A broken clock is right twice a day, after all. Adra is a conduit for essence. So maybe you'll find a connection between the essence and the dream scourge. Like the rings of a tree. A very old Adra pillar could remember its last brush with the dream scourge. Not to get too superstitious, but in these troubled times, the arrival of a godlike is no coincidence. You are meant to be here. Toward what end, only you can say. Seems a little far-fetched. Then again, what isn't these days? You're a godlike, so anything is possible. Perhaps your nature will grant you more answers. Well, I'm happy to give her some good news for a change. You and Giat are going to shake things up. As for me, I'll be keeping a close eye on my flock.
Oh, and thank you for the nightmare fuel. I really have been sleeping entirely too well lately.
I'm remembering why people find this place unsettling. You know, I've heard dueling is popular in the Valian republics. You wouldn't think a public argument could feel as brutal, but I'll be damned if Giada didn't draw blood. No doubt. That's why I admire the resolve. Living Landers can be contrarian and combative. That's what sends a lot of us here in the first place. But it's still hard to swim against the tide with your own people, especially when it means getting them to face a hard truth. You can't mount an attack if you're questioning every detail of the battle plan. But if you see you're charging into a trap, that's what I admire about Giada. She knows who she is and what she believes. She's got more clarity and conviction than I had at her age.
She has more clarity than you have now.
Hey, I am a willing victim of my own delusions.
Can we just talk about something else?
Hey, don't worry. We're talking about Giada's situation.
Right. Like, what did you think I was talking about?
Anyway, this can't be an easy time for Giada, but I'm glad to have her on our side.
Envoy? Well, that was interesting, right? The woman arguing about the crops failing? Standing up for what you believe against authority. I can respect that. Of course, my method would have been run away under the cover of night, never to return, but yeah, this works for her. It's more that I don't think my belief's worth standing up for. Life's simpler that way. Anyway, there's clearly more going on here than a bunch of animancers sitting in dusty labs doing whatever they do all day. Beyond that, nah, I can't help you. Call me when you're back to facing real danger. Right, changing the subject. Until next time.
The Adra stirs, a crackle of light in a withered field. We had not considered this. Mundane, a lifetime lived in silence. We forget this. We wilt, we gnaw with hunger now. What has come of this place? A hand of generosity, or a gauntlet of steel? We feel them. They bend and hone the essence of the earth. they draw from our veins like a well. What are these rituals? A new tongue, an unfamiliar name. A harvest grows, the dead rise. What do they hope to achieve? Lift the shroud from the wheel. They build walls in their hearts. Why do they not share what they make? Punished, cast out. We understand. We peer through the murky water in vain. What is the truth? Fire that burns the forest feeds the soil with its ash. We have learned much.
More of this stuff. Has anyone figured out how to get rid of it?
You there! You look like you know where you're going.
Can you tell me the way to Fjord's Market? This isn't a market. It's a bunch of hungry people standing around. Are you sure? Oh no. That's the gate they told me to look for. What happened here? Oh. So even if they had food, no one would want to eat it. Great. I came here to cut a deal that'd feed Thirdborn for a month. I was meant to set up a supply line. Huh. It's possible. Though the Adirans might not look favorably upon me. I'll think of something. Thanks anyway.
First, my wife runs off to Paradise, and now this.
This is mine. Let's go.
Worth and roll!
Come and get me.
We make a good squad.
Yeah. That it? Here we go! Here they come!
quiet. Something's not right here. This must be near the spot that cartographer mentioned.
Oh, no, you don't! Just like the good old days.
Led many people to godless ruins before. Never went any closer than this.
Got them all. Coming from the right.
as me too. Worth and rock!
Look right!
You will bend! Seal as me.
Back on my feet.
Well, that's a molestation.
Worth and rock! And rock!
Back in the fight.
Defend!
Not bad, Marius. Stand back. Ready, aim. Coming in hot.
Hey, you there? Need some supplies?
Salutations, traveler. Welcome to lovely Naku Tadek. It's seen better times, but it's still a marvel of ancient architecture. Oh, but I forget myself. I'm Alyssa, a wanderer and explorer, and sometimes even a merchant. Like now. Care to see my wares?
This is a spiritual haven. Could we remove the animancy equipment, please?
Take it up with the governor.
But he told me to ask you.
In that case, the answer is no.
Failed you, my lord. Please, my friend, you can take what you want from the shrine. Just don't break anything. Lamps and incense can be replaced, but the treasure he took... Forgive me. These are difficult times for a man of faith. While I was at prayer, a bandit held a knife to my throat and stole the reliquary of Saint Widwin. Just look at me. Gods, I'm still shaking. Avoid the glade west of here. The bandit spared my life, but he could see a godlike as a threat. If you find him, please, no more bloodshed. Vengeance will not make this right. Still fighting over Widwin. Perhaps the Saints' War never ended after all.
A Saint's relic? Where would you even fence something like that?
People who mean no malice generally don't go into banditry.
One of your machines shocked me. I wasn't even anywhere near it. Were you
Have you spoken to Alfonso? He seems in a low spirits.
That's all of them. Look out for damp flies. They'll drink you dry down there. Here it comes.
Oh, smells like a whale's insides. So he was here all along.
This poor guy looks like he was important.
And rock! Silmes Mito. Silmes mitu.
Another glorious battle.
Say about sneaking up on sleeping bears. Don't.
Did that tree just move?
Who's there?
Aye, aye. Here it comes.
Stop right there.
Silmes mito. Silmes mito.
Nice shot.
meet.
Who's ready for more?
Found you! We've got your problem! I heard. After them!
Worth and Roth! Worth enough. Sealmas Meatham. Sealmas Meatham.
Glad that's over.
Many thanks, my friends. Much as I hate to say it, there's no way I could have fought past those bastards on my own. Name's Verano. I'd love to stay and give proper thanks, but Ranger Asierno needs my report. Funny you should ask that. I might know something after all. I came here with Ranger Casagrada to scout this area out. We got a tip that a force of bandits was gathering at this old homestead. One of us must have stepped on a way. When I squared off, Casagrada ran the other way. Said he was going to grab Dorso for backup. After Casagrada left, several more bandits joined the fight. They overwhelmed me and took me hostage. I overheard them talking about meeting someone next to a root-strangled tree with a view of the town. They seemed to think their contact was one of the rangers. But that would make that ranger a traitor. I think the world of Casagrada. He doesn't have the temperament to be a murderer. He's a hothead, no doubt. But his ire is for the creatures that threaten Emerald Stair, not his fellow rangers. And sure, he likes to go off alone. But that's because he doesn't like to be seen practicing, learning. Now Dorso, she's a fine ranger.